Hi, I'm Seth.
Hey, I'm Kenny.
We're residents from Indiana University, Department of Psychiatry, and we are here to assist you with your residency psychiatry searching needs.
We have gathered data from our interview surveys, feedback from current residents, and data from outside sources such as Student Doctor Network, and have compiled a list of the top 10 things you should look for in a psychiatry residency program.
Now, note these top 10 things are in no particular order, but let's jump over to this list.
Alright, let's begin looking at the top 10 characteristics to look for in a psychiatry residency program. The information here was gathered by reviewing Student Doctor Network and resident surveys. The number one factor that consistently shows up for applicants in choosing a residency program is the location of the program. The factors that weigh into location are mainly closeness to family members, the cost of living in the area, what post-residency employment opportunities are available in that area, and what recreational activities are available nearby. Number two is resident interactions. Applicants like to know what the general atmosphere of the work environment is among the residents. This is especially important because other residents will be your primary support during your residency program. Oftentimes, applicants like to know what sort of outside the clinic activities residents do in order to get a better idea of what their interactions are like. Third, applicants like to know about the general reputation or quality of the residency program. Applicants will often do this by looking into the program director and other faculty members, including what sorts of academic accomplishments the faculty have had. Applicants will also look into the residents themselves, including what medical schools they attended and what sorts of academic accomplishments they have had. Applicants also like to know about what work opportunities residents who have graduated the program have gone into. Some sources to look at for some of this information include Student Doctor Network, Scutwork, FRIDA, and program websites. Number four is research available within the residency program. Applicants like to know about the number of opportunities that are available for research at the program, the diversity of topics of research available, how willing faculty members are to take on new researchers, what the flexibility is like to change projects or faculty members during residency, whether research is required or is an elective part of the program, and whether there are research tracks available with some protected time within the program. Number five is didactics within the residency program, including what the general quality of the didactics is said to be, what resident involvement is like for didactics, such as whether they are primary listeners, presenters, or a mix in between, and whether they have protected time for didactics. Number six is the diversity of clinical training. Applicants like to know about a number of things about the clinical training of a residency program, including what opportunities are available to work with underserved populations, what sort of charting systems are done within the program, what sorts of extended psychotherapy options are available beyond the ACGME requirements, what flexibility is available to add or create new electives, and whether or not international electives are available within the program. Number seven is fellowship opportunities. Applicants typically look at what fellowships are already available at the residency program, and also what sorts of fellowship programs graduates of the residency go to. Number eight is the education atmosphere of the program. The first part of this is what sort of teaching opportunities are available for residents, including being able to teach medical students and other trainees within clinics and also in didactic settings. The second part is the general quality of staffing sessions with attendings within the residency program. And third, what sorts of support systems are available for psychiatry residents within the residency program. This is often cited as a particularly important factor for psychiatry residents because support personnel are essential to keeping psychiatry residents focused on their own training. Number nine is moonlighting. Applicants typically like to know how the residency program views moonlighting, including whether they encourage moonlighting or discourage it, and what sort of moonlighting opportunities have been available for residents in the past, including the number of opportunities available and what the quality of the moonlighting opportunities have been. Lastly, applicants often ask themselves whether or not they actually feel like they're going to be happy with a given program. Feeling supported and generally enjoying the atmosphere that you are in will make it easier for you to grow into the best psychiatrist that you can be.
I hope you found that list helpful. Now, if you're looking for an amazing program with a great group of residents, please continue with this video because we want to show you why we love Indiana University. Now, if you like settling for boring and mediocre, you can end this video now.
So, you're still here. Awesome. I guess you're wondering why you should choose Indiana University, right? Great question. Let us show you why.
Hi, my name is Jamie, and I'm a psychiatry resident at Indiana University. And I'm going to show you the top 10 reasons why you should attend Indiana University Psychiatry Residency Program. Number 1, location. IU Psychiatry is located in downtown Indianapolis. And while we're not on a coast or the biggest city in the United States, we are really underrated. The population here is about 843,000, which is just a little bit smaller than San Francisco and a little bit bigger than Seattle. The cost of living here, though, is awesome. About half the residents end up purchasing houses, and most of them are able to accomplish that in their first or second year. So the cost of living allows us to really live comfortably on a resident salary. Speaking of downtown, we have so many great restaurants, awesome cultural districts, at least 7 of them, 10 museums, numerous theaters and state parks. Indy is home to the largest tabletop gaming convention in North America, the largest half marathon in the United States, and the largest single-day sporting event in the world, the Indianapolis 500. With all of that, you get a big city feel, but there's still the comfort and the quiet of the Midwest. The Colts and Pacers also play here, and we even have our own AAA baseball team. And if you want to stay local after residency is finished, I don't blame you. And if you check out Medscape, Indiana was ranked as a top place to practice. Here are some websites you can visit to find out more information on Indianapolis. And if you have a significant other who wants to continue their own education, there are plenty of options in the colleges we have downtown and just outside of Indy. And any spouse of a resident can receive a discount at IUPUI. Number 2, resident interactions. This is something that IU Psychiatry is really proud of. We have a lot of fun working together, but also we have a lot of fun hanging out outside of work. For example, just in the last 2 months, 3 different residents have held parties at their homes where the entire residency program was invited. We've also gathered together as a group after the Pride. We put together a co-ed soccer team. It's been a lot of fun being a resident here, and it's something that makes IU Psychiatry unique. We're also really supportive of each other. You might hear that we clap too much, but really, we just love to celebrate each other's achievements, big or small. And every year, we get paid time off to attend the 3-day retreat that not just the interns attend, it's the whole program. And that consists of 1 overnight stay, meals, activities where we get to learn about each other and learn to work together as a group. And it's a lot of fun. And the faculty takes over the responsibilities in those 3 days so that we can all come together as a program and work together and have fun, which is something that's really great and something that you're not going to be able to find at every program. And that's why IU is really unique in this regard. Number 3, applicants look at the reputation or the quality of the program. So don't take it from me, look at the reviews on Student Doctor Network. They're really impressive. But if I do say so myself, our program director is homegrown and knows the ins and outs of IU and Indianapolis. Our faculty come from all over the country to work, to teach, and to do research in the cutting-edge facilities that we have here. Not just the faculty, but the residents also come from all over the country. And, not surprisingly, a lot of them end up staying here. So, if you're wondering about the ones that don't stay in Indianapolis, well, there's a variety of different competitive residency programs that have taken our residents for fellowships. They've gone to work in a variety of settings outside of fellowship as well. For instance, we had a resident who's running an inpatient unit in Indianapolis, a psychodynamic clinic in San Francisco, a practicing child psychiatrist in Washington, D.C. So just to give you a general idea, our residents are able to go anywhere else in the country because we get such a great education here. Number 4, research. IU Psychiatry has a number of top researchers in the country that span multiple specialties, including schizophrenia, Alzheimer's, bipolar disorder, child psychiatry, addictions, genetic studies. There's a lot of research going on here. And our Institute of Psychiatric Research actually just moved to a new building. We're really proud of the facility. It has cutting-edge technology in it, and if you want to learn more about it, you can visit the website listed there. And just below that is also the website for our Center of Neuroimaging as well. Our program is set up in such a way that if you want to do research, we have a protected research track and supportive faculty there who can help guide your education, whether you're an MD, PhD, or somebody who's interested in research, hasn't done it before, but wants to learn more about it. And that's another thing that IU is really proud of, that we're flexible as far as what do the residents want to do with their own individual education. Number 5, didactics. A lot of applicants list this as an integral part of their education and something that they look for in programs when they're interviewing. And we couldn't agree more. We make our didactics protected time, which means that if you're rotating off service, you hand your pager over to your supervising resident and you come over for didactics. And we always ask for feedback after the lectures to make sure that the didactics are what the residents want and need to learn. And this is just a breakdown of the schedule for IU Psychiatry didactics. So every Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., all of the program attends, and that includes fellows as well. We go to grand rounds at 11 a.m., and then from 12 to 1, we have a residency board meeting where we discuss any issues that might come up with the residency, any questions people might have. We ask how call is going. Frankly, what we usually use this time for is to hang out with each other, because most of the time there isn't a lot going on for us to have to discuss. It's more likely a time for us to just get to see each other. And what's really awesome about this is that we have a catered lunch every Friday at this meeting. And then from 1 to 2 o'clock, we have what we call Power Hour. And that consists of a variety of topics, and it's usually geared to include everybody. It's got to be at an education level that both the PGY1s and the 4s would find interesting and useful. And it's usually presented by a resident or a faculty member. And then if you are an intern, then you're going to have your special didactics from 2 to 3 p.m. On Wednesdays, The PGY2 and 3s have their own didactic times from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. And on Thursdays, PGY3s have psychodynamic psychotherapy didactics, and that's from 1 to 3 p.m. Number 6, diversity of clinical sites. So like most programs, IU Psychiatry has its third year dedicated to all outpatient clinics. And this is where you get to see a lot of diversity, and there's really an abundance of clinics to choose from. There's a clinic that only sees early onset schizophrenia. There's a clinic that specifically sees borderline personality disorder. There are integrative clinics, TBI, ADHD, autism. We even have a telepsychiatry rotation. There's a clinic where you just do psychodynamic psychotherapy. We have adolescent and adult addictions clinics. There's just so many options to choose from, and more often than not, we just don't have enough residents to fill these clinics. Also, you get a day of elective choices. So just to give you a few examples, in the past, residents have set up a research elective, a forensic elective. There are electives where you get to learn more about dementia or movement disorders. There's even a pain clinic that residents have done in the past. Also, applicants have mentioned that they want opportunities to work with the underserved. And just as an example, in your intern year, you get to rotate at 6 different sites. And just to give you an idea of the proximity, all 6 are within 3 miles of each other. 4 of the 6 sites are within 2,000 feet from each other. And all of these sites have either immediately adjacent parking or parking less than 5 minutes away. And these 6 sites really provide care across all spans, and you get to work with the underserved in the community hospital setting, as well as the VA setting. You get to work at the state hospital. It's really, IU has a great program set up where you get to work with many different populations in many different settings and specialize in all the realms of psychiatry. Applicants have also mentioned how they like to have flexibility to change or add new electives. That is something that IU Psychiatry has really mastered as a program. Number 7, fellowships. So you might be wondering, what kind of fellowships does IU Psych have? Right now, we have addiction psychiatry, child and adolescent psychiatry, and geriatric psychiatry fellowships. We've had a number of residents who also chose to explore other fellowships outside of this, such as forensic, psychosomatic medicine, and public psychiatry, and they've all been accepted at prestigious programs all across the country. So the training that you receive at IU allows you to really go anywhere else in the country and continue your education if you choose to do so. Number 8, IU Psychiatry emphasizes the education of its residents not only through grand rounds and didactics, but also by promoting the education through those diverse clinics and rotations I talked about. And it does this in a number of ways. First of all, we have teaching opportunities for ourselves where we get to work with med students within those clinics. We work with PA students and other non-MDDO trainees. And we've also had the opportunity to teach in the community at local high schools and universities, for example. Also, the attendings we work with really do take the time to mentor us, and it's their goal to promote our education first and foremost. We work with them every day, and it's on a one-to-one basis. And there are also support systems in place that allow us to be a resident-driven program rather than a resident-dependent program. Number 9, moonlighting. Not only does IU allow moonlighting, but our program director encourages it. It's seen as another education opportunity. You get to work within another electronic medical record system, with another set of staff, and you get to see an even more specialized population. Plus, there are only 2 psychiatric residency programs in the entire state of Indiana, which means there are a lot of sites that need help covering. Plus, a PGY3 and 4 resident at IU only takes call as backup, which means there is plenty of time to moonlight and you still stay well within the 80-hour work week requirement. Number 10, the most important question to ask yourself: whether you're interviewing for psychiatry or any other specialty. Would I be happy there? Well, when you come to IU, be sure to ask our residents this question, and you're going to get a resounding yes. The IU psychiatry team is a close-knit group. We're colleagues, friends, and family. And although great psychiatrists can be made at any number of programs, it's a lot easier and a lot more fun when you feel supported. And that really is something that defines IU.
So in addition to those top 10 reasons for why you should choose Indiana University, let's hear what our faculty and residents have to say.
So I think that for me, one of the biggest strengths of IU and why I chose it for residency training is just the emphasis that is put on actual education. We're a very learning-friendly program where the program has consistently pushed us to explore what interested us in psychiatry and to be able to be the kind of psychiatrist that we wanted to be. We also have a large diversity of clinical sites that really helped to prepare me for at the end of residency. When I left residency, I immediately started working for an assertive community treatment team, treating some of the most severely mentally ill patients in Indianapolis. The experience that I had at IU helped me to be able to pick that job up from day one and be able to successfully manage these folks in the community.
So what do I like about IU? First and foremost, I would say I was drawn to the program because there is such a wide variety of venues in which we get to experience psychiatry, practice psychiatry, in terms of both inpatient, outpatient, veterans, civilians, children, adults. So that was really great the first 3 years of residency. I'm now a fourth year resident, and so I have really enjoyed the fact that fourth year is 100% elective. So I've had the opportunity to go back to some of the treatment venues that I thought that I liked and kind of reconfirm my interest in inpatient psychiatry, been able to work on a number of inpatient units. Also looking forward to doing some rotations outside of the IU system in other parts of Indianapolis to kind of get to know what that is like. And then I'm actually doing an international elective in the spring. I'm going to practice psychiatry in another country. And I really like the flexibility and the diverse opportunities that IU offers.
Hi, I'm Peggy Barnes. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and I've been with the department almost 20 years. In your second year of residency, you will receive CBT training. As you move on into your third year, you will receive psychodynamic training. One model that we use is our observation clinic in the academic psychodynamic clinic. I sit in a room with 1 to 2 other residents behind a mirror, and we watch another resident actually do a session with the patient. When the session's over, we get together and give immediate feedback, which the residents find very helpful because it's in the moment kind of feedback. During your third year, you'll also receive psychodynamic didactics. Hi, we're in the observation room right now for the adult psychodynamic clinic. In this room, I'm in here during the session. There will be as many as 1 to 2 residents in here who are watching the session and also very helpful in giving feedback after the session's over. The patients cannot see us. It's dark. We can hear them. They can't hear us. And right now a session is going on. As I said, there's a microphone in there and we can hear what they're saying. There's also a camera. We do have the capacity to film, but we're not doing that right now. Residents find this very helpful to watch a live session, and then they give feedback as well as hearing my feedback.
Hey, my name's Simon. I'm a fourth year psychiatry resident at Indiana University. I love Indiana and I love Indiana University. I'm from California, so me being here is a total change. And you might ask, why am I here? Well, when I did my interviews, I flew out here to check out the program and I was surprised and blown away. First of all, we have a slice of everything. We have a community-based hospital, Eskenazi. We have a university-based hospital where we have an opulent population. And we also have a hospital attached to a neuroscience center, which is a completely different hospital. The neuroscience center itself has PM&R, neurology, neurosurgery, and psychiatry all under one roof. We have research available. We definitely definitely have a slice of everything. Next, our program director, he really supports us. He wants us to make sure that we are good psychiatrists, but if you have any creative ideas, any inkling to do something, he will be there and will support you. So please check us out, consider us, and you have any questions, feel free to contact any of the residents, the coordinator, or our program director. Thank you very much.
If that doesn't have you psyched yet for Indiana University Psychiatry, we want to show you around Indiana University and Indianapolis to capture the magic and beauty of this program and its city.
Things up. Indiana University is simply awesome.
Indiana University is simply the best. But don't take our word for it. Let's hear from some real-life, expert residency reviewers and see what they have to say.
After thoroughly reviewing Indiana University's website and program, it has come to my attention that Indiana University is simply awesome.
I have been reviewing the data quite closely, and I must say I do agree with my colleague. IU is simply awesome.
Hi. Let's.
Hey, my name's, wait, up here? Sorry, okay.
So my dad like sometimes wears them.
So to sum things up.